Part 3. As Lord Ramiel ran, the first droplet of rain fell on the warden's winged helmet just before he met the enemy on the battlefield. The clouds cracked with lightning, almost in answer to the clash happening underneath. The two armies traded blows, and bodies soon began to pile on the ground. The fields of wheat, once crisp and golden, now crumpled and drowned in blood. Ramiel's legion worked in unison, combining different fighting styles to take their obsidian opponents by surprise. In every one of their movements, they carried the promise of Wyvendale, a message of belief, unity, and learning. The Wyverns joined the fight, breathing streams of deadly fire on the enemy forces. Flames raged in the downpour, and droplets turned to steam. But amid the fight, in between taking down two enemies, Ramiel saw something that filled him with dread. The shining black armors of the enemy seemed to stave off the flames somehow. Was it because of some enchantment or some foreign material? Whatever the reason, their biggest hope to win the battle had just vanished, trickled down into nothingness, like the raindrops lost in the dirt. Now, the enemy had the upper hand. They replied by shooting well-aimed spikes of iron from their colossal crossbows into the skies. Left and right, the wyverns began to fall to the ground, never to take flight again. Their dying cries breaking the heart of anyone brave enough to listen. Thanks to their sheer numbers, the warriors of the Obsidian army and their giants were able to push through Ramiel's coalition of defenders. The warden watched as his friends fell one by one. Some he had known for just a few months. Others he had seen grow from young men to weathered veterans. All of them died just the same. They fell, still believing in Wyvendale, in what it represented, and what it could still achieve. A dream now forever out of reach. Holding a fallen brother in his arms, vision partially blurred by blood and rain, Ramiel let the weight of his failure sink in. It was only when the tears started running down his cheeks that he realized the worst had come to pass. The warden hadn't felt such a rush of emotion since the day of this day, so many years ago, when he had first drank the great wyvern's boiling blood. How long had it been? He didn't remember, and it no longer mattered. His sorrow was sealed with a whomping thud right behind him. On his knees, Ramiel turned to see the body of the great wyvern. The creature's wings were torn and broken, and 3 metal spikes had pierced its thick hide. It wheezed laborious last breaths as Ramiel walked on all fours to accompany the beast. He placed his hand on the wyvern's muzzle, a final act of respect and admiration. Its old eyes froze empty, and the great wyvern, last of its kind, was gone. Extinct. Relegated to memory and myth. With the emotions he had long ago forsaken now fully restored, with everything he had worked so hard and so long to build, and with all his friends and fellow warriors dying on the battlefield, the first warden fell into a rage-filled frenzy. He kept on fighting for 2 days straight, hunting the enemy down by himself in the once white stone alleys of the wrecked citadel now soaked crimson. He fought until his body ached, until he could no longer stand, until there was nothing left to fight for. What should have been a day of celebration had turned into destruction, cataclysm. Wyvendale had fallen, and it never again rose to see the sunlight. All the city left behind were ruins and a name. As for the warden, no one knows what happened to him. Some believe he died long ago, but others say he still roams the lands, a ghost of the past, cursed by his failure, hoping and still believing that one day peace will come to Heathmoor.